Okay, good evening, folks. Welcome. I'm Alfonso Zienso of the Liberia Public Radio and LPR TV. Right here, we're going to be serving the community here this evening. Just bear with me. Very shortly, we're going to have the program going right here from the Diaspora Informative News Outlet, LPR. Okay, let's stop the music here and get the program going. Okay, good evening, folks. I'm Alfonso Zienso of the Liberia Public Radio and LPR TV. We want to welcome you to today's live program right here from the New England Bureau. Today, we're going to be taking the home front, folks that are making a difference, impacting the community, their alma mater inside Liberia. This will also put to rest the narrative that Liberians in the diaspora are not involved into the economic and reconstructions of the country. Well, that seems to be far from the reality. I will be speaking to community leaders, especially those from the Booker Washington Institute, one of the renowned institutions in the West African state of the Republic of Liberia. They will be joining me here very shortly. Our understanding is a big carnival on the way in Newcastle, Delaware, where it's considered as a homecoming or convention 30th. It is a clear indication that folks from BWI in the diaspora and other parts of the world are looking back as to how they can help their alma mater. So it's not just only politics we dive into. Mr. Eric Harris is the national president of the association. Madam Tyler Miller is the president of the Delaware Valley chapter, host chapters of this carnival or conventions, if you will, and Mr. Charles Back was the vice chair for reunion. They are here, they will be here, and we're going to be having this conversation here as to what are the preparations and the ultimate goal of this all-important event. Very shortly, we're going to get this program going. Stay tuned. I'm Alfonso Zienso of the Liberia Public Radio and LPR TV. Welcome to the show.
23 National Convention in Newcastle, Delaware. Hey, the Tigers weekend long reunion will begin on Friday, June 30th, and from 8 a.m. straight up to 8 p.m. will be arrival of guests, registration, and hotel accommodation. Then 7 p.m. until 12 midnight will be the Tigers night out and Queen contest. Admission will be $20 only. Saturday, July 1st will begin with a General Assembly beginning at 9:30 a.m. straight up to 3 p.m. And that will be followed by the banquet and ball. Those open at 7 p.m. Address is 24 Blaine Vines Drive in Newcastle, Delaware. Convention package for members is $150, while the ordinary will pay only $50. And to our sweet and loving kind sponsors, we'll pay $100 only. And then comes Sunday, July 2nd, is the farewell cookout. This is when fellow Tiger gets to say goodbye to a Tiger. And ladies and gentlemen, the cookout address is 156 Boyer Drive in Newark, Delaware. For more information, please contact Charles Babu 267-240-5487, Jacqueline Bush 678-410-7223, Tarlo Miller 619-793-7941. Gentleman Hassan Tor 609-280-9051. Please don't forget, ladies and gentlemen, this year's convention will be hosted by the Delaware Valley chapter, BWI. Come on, and let's jam the weekend away.
Okay, let's see here. That's exactly what it's going to look like. I'm Alfonso Zayan, so of the Liberia Public Radio and LPR TV, broadcasting this evening from the Bay State of Massachusetts. As usual, making a proportional, fair balance, and also taking on national and community issue. Well, today, the politics want to be subsided. We're going to look at people who are making impact into Liberia, looking back to their alma mater. Well, they are here. What we are hearing from folks closer to the valleys of Delaware, massive preparations is in the making. The Tigers, far and near, are now gearing up for what appears to be a carnival, a celebration as part of their annual tradition of this year. This year, it goes to Newcastle, Delaware. Next door to Joe Biden. I'm not sure what about going to be at a function, but we're going to see how it looks like. Walter, my guest, some are here already, especially the host chapter president, just right in time. And I'm quite sure the national president and Mr. Babu are going to be here. Well, let me go inside Delaware itself, where the host chapter is standing by. Madam Miller is here. Okay, I see Mr. Babu is also here, and we're going to have this conversation. Let me bring in the host chapter, Madam Tyler Millard. Let me bring in Mr. Charles Babu. They are all here. The Tigers are going to do some sort of brains teasing here this evening here. This is not meant to provoke you guys, but to take you back because there's a unique history with the Tigers of BWI and that of my own alma mater, Wallen V.S. Tubman. I want to see whether there's going to be a fairness here this evening, and somebody can tell me that they don't know this story yet. So I don't know who wants to go first to answer this here, Mr. Babu or the president. But first of all, guys, good evening. Thank you so much for honoring our invitation and for also reaching out here to have this issue. It is important that we discuss what is going on at a community level, not necessarily the Capitol buildings or the executive mansion. Let's see what's happening right on our feet. Good evening and welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Thank you
for having me.
Thank you for having me.
Okay. So is that somebody having like a device on, getting some echo? If that's the case, maybe you just want to lower it or some sort of background noise. While I'm doing late editing here for Mr. Babu, is the region chairperson, right?
No, I'm the co-chair.
Okay, co-chair. All right. You know, Liberian people, your title, when you play with it, then you play with 1/3 of their life. So, yeah. Okay, so let's do it this way, and all the other rest can add on it. Okay, guys, good evening. Thank you so much for being here, and I'm excited to have this conversation here. Okay, like in the interest of fairness, let's hear from the house's mouth. Self-introductions is a tradition of this network, and we'll get right down to the wire. Maybe let me start from the president, because I know the week has been crazy and a lot to be done. So, Madam Millard, good evening. Welcome.
Thank you.
Yeah, who is Tyler Miller? For the rest, I'm just curious and for the benefit of our listening audience.
My name is Talo Lydia Jala Miller, and I'm the president for the Delaware Valley chapter, comprising of Delaware, Pennsylvania, and part of New Jersey. So I'm currently hosting the convention for this year in Newcastle, Delaware. Well, I was married, but I'm a widow, a mother of 6. And I graduated from BWI in 1979, interestingly from the architectural department. But as time went by, I had to switch because it was not a fee for a lot of ladies. And so I had to switch my fee. I currently work for the state of New Jersey in the public defender's office as an investigator. So pleased to be on tonight to share a little insight about our upcoming convention. Thank you.
Well, thank you so much, and your conviction, your strength, nothing deter you, and you still get back here. That's a greater part of this whole thing. Let me go to Mr. Babu, if you will, to introduce yourself, co-chair, and what is this co-chair? What is it about?
Well, first of all, thanks for having me. Again, my name is Charles Babu. I'm a 1987 graduate of BWI. Like Talometer, like my president said, I graduated from the agriculture department also. And I went on to the University of Liberia and then switched and did accounting. So right now I live in the state of New Jersey, but I work for the city of Philadelphia within the budget bureau. Um, I'm married with 3 kids. Unfortunately, 5 years ago, I lost my earlier child. So right now I only have two. So I am the co-chair for the national convention. By virtue of my position as a chair for the program committee of the Delaware Valley chapter, and because we are hosting the convention, so that makes me the co-chair for the national. So I'm so glad to be here tonight to share with you what we have in store for our graduates.
Well, thank you so much, guys. And let me say kudos to all of you for not turning your back to your alma mater, despite some would say, well, I'm here already, everything going on. I'm investigating, I'm an accountant, playing with money. What do I have to do with what's going on in BWI? But that seems not to be the case. Everybody seems to go back here. Trust me, we're going to get down to the wire to discuss this issue. But let's set the stage here because people still seems to miss what is happening in the diaspora with respect to diaspora and community in all aspects they are involved with. So, Madam President, let me just come to you. I know this question might sound insane, but I'm trying to get somewhere. What was the basis of this whole BWI Alumni Association? I know my own school will have that, but let's see here. Maybe there are different variety of reason how this idea came about.
Well, before I joined the association here in the United States, it was ongoing before I came to the United States. And the main objective was to try to give back to our alma mater, where we raise funds, to support projects on campus and also to afford some of the students that are unfortunate with financial standard to help them out with scholarships. So every year we have our convention and we raise funds for that. That's why the Friday night is for. We have the Queen contest, and then we do Queen contest to raise fund, and we sponsor students on BWI. And also we help with the restructuring of the campus in terms of repairing some of the buildings that was damaged during the war, and also assist in whatever way that the school finds necessary. When they reach out to the alumni association, will come in and help them out.
Okay. I think we're having a little bit of background. I'm hearing my for whatever here, but I know fathers, mothers got to take care of the kids. That's okay. Yeah, but we just want to make sure the audience get a piece of what we are saying. Let me bring in Mr. Babu. I think he's making some adjustment. That is
Yeah, I
okay.
want to relocate because I'm
Okay, I
hearing
will
some.
just get you off the screen. I'll be monitoring. As soon as you settle down, I'm going to bring you back in. Trust me. Okay, and so, Madam President, if you will, to call you, how this process has been so far in terms of the transparency aspect in the diaspora here. But fair to mention, I did peruse your official website and were quite interesting to see the outline, some of the investments, some of the things that you guys did, the amount raised, actimized convention by convention. That gives me a kind of a good breath to say, oh, wait a minute. Uh, the idea of people having these organizations, county organizations, school organizations, is other people doing it differently. They are holding themselves accountable. You go there and you see something at least that you can argue it. Can we still? Mhm. Okay, folks, just bear with us, and we're going to have that. I think Mr. Babu is already seated, so let me just bring him. Okay, let me just bring in Mr. Babu here as well. Okay, Mr. Babu, are you well situated now?
Very well. Thank you.
Okay, okay, good. Yeah, good. We just want to make sure our audience. I'm not sure, Madam President, you were getting my question, what I was going. But how is the transparency? Well, like I said, I perused your website and I saw a lot of details, information from every convention to every convention. That seems to be the encouraging, even though I've been saying everything, but the layout there seems to be quite interesting. Is that the case with the BWI Eliminate Association?
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. We're very transparent. We have our books open. That's why it's on the website, that people can see it and know that if you are giving us a dollar or so, it's accounted for. We're not just taking people money and just using it or whatever the money is spent towards the projects and things. They are all online on our website that people can follow.
Okay. So, Mr. Babu, let me just bring you a co-chair. Is that co-chair for the convention or?
Yes,
Oh,
for this convention because it's being hosted by the Delaware Valley chapter. Can you hear me?
yeah, loud and clear.
Yeah. So because it's being hosted by the Delaware Valley chapter, and in my capacity as chairperson for the program committee of the Delaware Valley chapter, I automatically serve as co-chairperson to the national convention. So after this, my co-chairperson title will go away, and I'll go right back to Delaware Valley chapter.
Oh, so it's a kind of it's an ad hoc committee just to help to expedite the work of the convention, correct?
That's correct.
Okay, let me see here. I see I recognize Mr. Eric Harris, who happens to be the overseer now, the national president. Am I doing the right thing here or just creating something on my own? National president, correct?
Yeah,
That's That's correct.
Okay, yeah. Okay, I don't want tigers to eat me out here. I know. Okay, Mr. President, good to have you. Thank you so much for being part of this conversation. And I will say thank you for your services for giving back to your, not just only your alma mater, but to your country as well. Thank you for being part of today's program.
thanks for having me. Sorry for joining you guys late. I had some technical difficulties getting on, but thanks for having us.
All right, it's better late than never. These things happen. People just don't have control over it. But we are already in the middle of this conversation, and we are still setting the trying to give a sense to the audience of this association here and what it has been doing. Okay, so quickly here, I quick to jump into AI. I know you here already, so you're ready to rock and roll. Let me just ask you here, Mr. President, tell a little bit here, give us a run through the difficulties, the good leading librarian-based organization, which BWI is no exception, in terms of how people sometimes talk to their leaders and how sometimes it become a little bit frustrating to say, you know what, I got to wash my hand out of this here. But people still keep holding on here. We need to give this sort of backdrop to our people to so that it can be a learning process. Trust me, we're going to come to the cardinal issue for which we are here today. How is this association being conducted on your watch as far as you are concerned?
Wow. Okay. So that's a broad question in regards to our present situation, or
Yes.
oh, okay. So I guess Charles and Tyler giving you a little update. We for my administration, we took over since 2016, and we led the organization for 4 years, which on our constitutions allow us to. We were asked to stay on because of the COVID 2020. We did not have a convention then, and because of that, we were unable to elect a new court of officers. So my team stayed on for another convention. Yeah. Last year we did have a convention. We had an election which did not go well. There was a protest filed by one of the teams, and because there were no final decision made on which team won the election, we thought it wise to stay on and not leave a vacuum within the organization. So right now we
consider ourselves playing a caretaker role just to see this great organization survive and come back to its original status. So at this point, we are planning our convention, like our constitution demand us to. We come into Delaware Valley. I must say to the Delaware Valley team that is on, Madam President, we grateful to you guys for the work you have done and continue to do to prepare for us next week. And we're hoping to come to Delaware from two agenda items. One is to set up an interim leadership, hoping that both groups will see reason to come together to form that interim leadership, and that interim leadership will usher us into election next year based on our constitution. Our constitution allow us to have election every 2 years. That's why we're not having one this year. We're trying to stay as close to the constitution as possible. So we're hoping to come to Delaware Valley, organize an interim leadership team, and also appoint a constitution committee that will help us amend some of the clauses in our constitution that got us where we are today. So we're excited to come to Delaware Valley and begin to reunite in this great organization.
Okay, I know every organization. For some, people like to partake in a process. They go with only one goal, and so if they don't win, protest. When they win, no protest. But anyway, we're not going to dwell in that here. Let's look at what is at hand in the coming week and a couple of days. A week from now, whatever the time is the preparation. So, Madam President, walk us through here in terms of preparation. So, what are you hearing from other sisters chapter in terms of the turnout, and how is the preparation? How far are you now, or with the committee? Mr. Babu is here just for the benefit of the rest of the families of BWI that might or considering or still on the fence. What do you have for them?
Well, we have our whole weekend plan off for starting from June 29th to July 2nd. On the Friday night, going to be our meet and greet, welcome, and the Queen contest. Like I was saying earlier, that's the time we use to raise funds for our scholarship program. And then on Saturday, we have our General Assembly. We start in the morning with breakfast, and then we go into our deliberations for the day. And then that will end up with in the night with our banquet ball Saturday night. And all the events are taking place in Newcastle, Delaware, and at the Enoch
Center.
The Enoch Center. So, and then Sunday morning we have a time of fellowship, prayer service, and then we climax with our cooker also in Delaware. So we have a full event. I mean, and I want to encourage those who are out there still sitting on the fence and wondering whether we got things planned for the weekend. Come on and see. Come join us. You will not regret it. This is a time for me. All the years I've been going to BWI convention, I consider it my therapeutic time, because that's the time I leave work and family and go out there and mingle with friends that I have not seen for years. So I consider it a therapeutic time. So I just want to encourage those who, have not made up their mind yet to come and see. We have everything all set up. We just putting in finishing touches now for the weekend. So
I'm saying it visibly here. But let me bring in Mr. Babu. You the co-chair, to just recap what the national president was saying. There must be an ultimate goal. There must be a set goal for this convention, which of course is an entry tradition. But like I went through your website, I see every convention, there are a lot of things done, scholarship, buying this and that, everything actimized here. What is the bedrock of this convention, and how you intend to have that achieved?
Again, my two presidents, the national president and my chapter president, lay out perfectly, right? So the main goal here, as Mr. Eric Harris said, is to bring back the old tradition, to bring all folks together because of the experience we had last year, convention for the election. We're trying to see how we can bring everybody together, and mend all of those grudges, and then usher in an interim leadership that will move us forward. So that is our major goal. But besides that, there are also plans to have fun. Because coming together without fun would be no need. So um, there will be several activities beginning Friday, as President Talo said. We'll have a queen contest. We'll have meet and greet night, and then um, we'll have a DJ, and that will be good music going on that night, and then we'll have fun. And then Saturday we'll come together during the daytime to discuss the major issues as laid out by President Harris. At that assembly, that's where we'll have our interim body put together, and then the Constitutional Assembly will be put together as well. And then come in the night, we'll come back for the banquet ball. And all these things, in order to raise funds, we have admissions for Friday night, the admissions is $20 per person. And then on Saturday, the banquet will have admissions in three categories. We have ordinary ticket for $50. We got patron ticket for $100, and membership package is $150.
$150. Okay, so let's give a sense of what is happening, and perhaps the national president could be the person to address it. Mr. President, what is the relationship in terms of the BWI folks in the diaspora and that of the institution is talking about in terms of the administration, by whom working with it? What is the relationship in terms of supports wide system?
Oh wow, great! I mean, great question. The relationship when my team took over, our goal was to rebuild that relationship with the group on the ground. The group on the ground meaning the board of directors, the alumni association, the mother chapter alumni association on the ground, and the school. And we visited Morovia. Since my administration, I visited Morovia twice. We invited the principal and the chairman of the board to two of our conventions when we took over, which they did. And we established a relationship where every convention, the principal will update the association on the activities of the school, the student needs, the administration needs, and based on that relationship that was established, there a lot of things took place. The association was put herself in a situation where they knew all the activities on the ground. They knew what we knew where the school needed assistance. We knew where we could make impact on the lives of the students, and which we did. Re-establishing the BWI clinic, furnishing it with medical equipment, medical supplies. We launched an agriculture project which was dedicated last year. We attended that dedication, and I was dedicated and turned over to the school. Great relationship with the board. The board, fortunately for us, the chair of the board is an alumni of BWI. We have interacted throughout. He attended our conventions here. We also re-established our link with the mother chapter on the ground. The president of the AA on the ground is also a classmate of mine. We have that communication line open. So we have really established a good sense of relationship with the group on the ground, because when you don't do that, you find yourself running into problems where you're trying to accomplish a goal and objective on the ground, and you're meeting up with obstacles, but we did not because of the relationship that we established with the group on the ground.
Yeah, talking about group on the ground, do you have specifically like a liaison team that is in the middle with the administration, the board of directors, as your direct representative, to kind of like spearhead your projects and other things. Is that like a liaison thing, or you just coordinate directly with the administrations of the institution?
No, we live with the AA on the ground. Like I stated, the president of the AA is a classmate. We also have a representative to the board from the Alumni Association on the ground. So a member of the mother chapter is part of the board of director, including the principal, who is the secretary to the board. So we don't have before the group here will appoint a person to the board of directors, but we learned that our goals was the same. So why take somebody from here and put them to the board when you can just have somebody right in Monrovia appoint to the board and feed us with all the information, all the reports from the board, and that have worked very well.
Okay, let me pivot to the presidents of the host chapter, Madam Miller. Well, let me just bring you here. What are your expectations in terms of attendees, those that you expect to converge on your city? What are you hearing so far?
Well, we are expecting a great turnout for this occasion. For me, I'm optimistic, so I put forth my thoughts. I'm expecting a lot of people to show up. Besides graduate from BWI, we have our friends and families that are going to join us, also to grace the occasion. So we are expecting a lot of turnout.
Okay, good. Okay, let me bring in the morning guy because his ultimate goal to raise good cash, because as I peruse through your website, you have over 15 students on scholarship. So it is a huge investment and you get a lot to do here. Money man, so how much are you looking up to raise in this coming convention? Any benchmark?
Actually, our benchmark is to at least go 20%, 20 or 25% above our expense budget. So if we can do that, at least if we can do that, then that will be a success for us.
Successful. Talking about that, I know America is such a sort of sometimes things dictate to people movement, job, family, and all of that. But these events are yearly, is an annual thing. But still, things happen. What is the plan for those who might perhaps because of family reason, variety of other reasons, just can't be counted? What are the plans that even if they are not going to the convention, they can also send their contributions, such as convention fees or to get in the souvenirs? Is such a contingency plan in the making, and how is it been working out with, from those who might not come?
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
a great question.
you want to
Yeah,
go?
yeah,
Go ahead.
go Tyler. Go Tyler.
Okay. Thank you for that question, but we are making plans for all our graduates to purchase the package. So you go online, you purchase your package, even if you can't come, but you can still send your support because it's paid for online. So it's not something that you're sending the cash into us. So it's paid for online. So we expect that all our graduates will pay for the packages, and then that will help us to generate fund. And also those who can't come, because I have people who want to support the convention but cannot come, and they're sending in the donation for to help.
They are cooperating.
Yes, they are.
Okay.
So we're looking forward to maximize whatever we put into it to get back up.
Okay, great. Mr. President, National President, is there something you want to add to that? Because you are the father, you are the the overhead, and here we are as usual. We always have these little segments and other little bit disagreement, but you are there to seal it up. What are you hearing from the other side? Are they also coming to the convention despite of whatever differences they might have? Are you appealing to them, or if not, you want to use this time to send a word to them? Hey guys, come, let's have a conversation.
Yeah, we have done a lot. We have reached out. We find ourselves in a difficult role, especially when you face with these kind of conflicts. We have had series of meetings. Last month, I was in Minnesota. We met with the two groups, and there was an agreement signed that the two groups were willing to work together to resolve this. The thing is, the question comes to mind: why are we doing this? Why are we gathering to raise funds for BWI? And the question is simple. We have brothers and sisters back home that can afford to enjoy what we enjoyed when we were there. So the least that we can do as an organization is to come together and help take care of the needs of those students. And I think BWI have done that so well that we cannot afford at this crucial time not to continue to do those things that we did before. So yeah, we have had a series of meetings. We have reached out to both groups, encourage them to please come to the table, whatever the situation may be. Come to the table. Let's reason together. Let's find a common ground. What is that common ground? The common ground is simple, guys. Look, we went to election. Something happened. Whatever happened, we had a division. And in order to mend that division, we need to come to the table and resolve it. So we are really hoping that people will listen to that cry and not think about themselves, but also think about the unfortunate brothers and sisters that we left back home, and begin to find a common goal, which is BWI, and begin to work again. So I'm very, very upbeat for the group that we have spoken to. I think people are going to do the right thing. I think people are going to come and we're going to reason together and we're going to reunite this association, because upon us to do it, history will judge us if we don't come together and find a common ground, especially when it really doesn't have to do with you as an individual, but a bigger goal, which is our school.
Yeah, and to be honest, because I've been going through your web page, your official website, and that's one of the things that kind of like entice me, because things that you want to see in most organizations, you don't see those information in terms of the transparency, the honesty, things that you experience and how it's been outlay. That does not suggest that everything there is peanut butter and jelly. That's not the case, but at least the output is that encouraging. So, are these things too being coordinated with national government, even though these are all, alumni and folks from BWI doing that? Are they aware? Because there is some sort of disconnect here. And this is where I'm looking at the holistic part as well. I'm sorry to say, to insert in it, but it's part of what is happening, because folks back home, they are perceiving our brothers and sisters as if people in the diaspora are not doing anything. But with this, you can have a voice, because it is not abstract, it is concrete. The presence of your work here is being felt. So, Mr. Co-Chair, let me bring you here. Is there, I'm not sure what is the right way to go. Is there a membership? How many members on top of your head do you have, maybe as alumni or associates of the BWI that you can come for? Because there are some people who always, I don't care what you do, they will always be there. They are observer, they are pool washer, they will stay back and they will want to get the credit. But they are part of it. For some reason, they are staying away. We just do not know. And they are not telling us any reason why they are doing what they are doing. What is the membership in terms of on record? Because that can also help to have a target figure as to how much you want to get to.
Well, I can only tell you, in the diaspora, the Alumni Association has about 14 chapters. But I won't be able to tell you. I can tell you off my head the total membership of the 14 chapters. But in the Delaware Valley chapter alone, I think we can boast of close to 200 membership.
200.
Yeah, because Delaware Valley is one of the biggest, largest chapters within the association, because it's comprised of um, Pennsylvania, Lower New Jersey, and Delaware. So you put the membership together, we're close to over 200 persons. So what we've been doing on the Delaware Valley side, we've been making robocalls reaching out to people through emails to make sure they come, because we are the host. We can't depend on people flying. We know air ticket is expensive, so we can't expect other people come from other towns. So we gotta show up. So that's our main target, to bring our folks out from the Delaware Valley chapter.
I seen the president there giving the face. We seems to be like we are strong. We are into this to the end of this whole maritime year. So I'm quite sure something within the president wants to throw out. Madam President, let me just bring you in here. What is the uniqueness of the Delaware Valley chapter to this union?
Besides being an alumni association, members, we are family oriented. We keep close together. We look out for one another. So, and this has helped us to grow our association and to keep us together. So, and when he said that, knowing Delaware Valley chapter, we always come up with a challenge. The national president can attest to that. When they come on the line of stuff that they want to do, people watch us. If Delaware Valley chapter in there, people watch us and say, watch us for Delaware Valley chapter, because we are strong, we are united, and we support one another. So that's the uniqueness of our chapter.
And probably to add a layer, Joe Biden is there, so everybody want to make sure whatever
I want to make sure I reach out to him to come.
Yeah, you need to reach out.
Secret Service.
Yeah. So, Mr. President, Mr. Harris, and even the chapter president, I know convention is an annual event. Besides the conventions, are there other means where this union tries to poke in order to bring extra revenue to the organization? Because I know it's a one-time shot in a year, but are there other ways? Is it due payments, memos, and stuff like that? Are there other things besides the annual convention? Are there other programs that bring in revenue to the association?
Yes, let me go on that. We do have our due payment in our chapter, and now all the members will be active in due paying.
Oh, you don't even need to go there. That one I know even.
But we have a good number that regularly pay the due. We have the due is $5 a month and $60 a year. So
that's not bad.
Yeah. So that's what we have, and our chapter, we have really been hitting a good number of our members who have paid their dues. So that gave us a good footing in order for us to go through with this convention. We got it from our due payment.
Mr. President?
But yeah, just to piggyback on what the president just said, I mean, what we have done over the years, we have really been successful in, is partnering with international organizations. Just during my administration, not going back to previous administration, I mean, some of the things that we did, we partnered with a group out of Chicago, and that group, through our connection, was able to rebuild the BWI clinic, and to an extent where BWI clinic was second to none in the Mangibi area, with medical supplies, medication, and so forth. We also were able to partner with a friend out of the Charlotte area that donated almost 300 mattresses to brand new mattresses to the school. We also partner with a group out of Washington, D.C. When we launched our agriculture project, and that group were able to work with that group to establish the first greenhouse agriculture project in Liberia. So it's not just we try to take that financial burden off of our members, because we know most of our members, we are all aging, and
right.
It is difficult to continue to raise that huge amount to undertake some of the projects that we have in mind. So we go out there and find partners that we can list with that will help us rebuild our school. I remember 2 years ago there was a storm in Liberia, in Kakata, and it blew the roof off for most of our building, our academic building. and that kind of some of the trade shops. We were able to jump in and be a part of that process and help rebuild those buildings. So there are a lot of things that the association have done, especially taking the financial burden off our members. Because when you come to these conventions, it's not so much about money. Like the president just stated, you come to reunite with your classmates, your
Right.
friends that you haven't seen in a long time, and have fun. I mean, we know we live in a very stressful country, so you find these, you come to these reunions, not just to make money, but also to socialize and reconnect with your classmates and have some fun. So upon the leadership to go out there, find partners, partner with them, and try to use that as a stepping stone to rebuild, to help rebuild your school.
Yeah, talking about the partners, because that's I was looking through your website, and there were some of the things that I saw, and that was quite fascinating, because in order to capture the imaginations of these people to kind of do business with you, there must be something they really find interest, authentic, genuine, my guess, in order to get, because these are very great, huge institutions I look out then here for the benefit of to provide some sort of tutorial with all of the other librarian-based organization here. How you got to these people here? What led them to glue to your organization to say, okay, we are trusting you, we are working in partnership with you? How was that navigated?
You see, again, it comes like you said, our website. We post so much in our website, and we are transparent. You know, once you dealing with international organization and you're transparent, you truthful to your word, and you present to them documents that prove that, look, I did it before and I can do it again. They buy into your idea, into your dream. There are a lot of people out there want to help. I tell you a quick story. In 2018, when we hosted the convention in the Washington D.C. area, our guest speaker was the president of West AM University in Rocky Mount, and we were able to bring him to the convention as our guest speaker. As of today, he's still looking forward to coming to Liberia and visiting BWI campus because of the rich history that BWI have, especially when you link it to Prairie View and you link it to Tuskegee and those institutions.
Yeah.
That has given BWI that light because of the rich history we have, and we have built this association just on our past history, and all of the leadership leading down, I mean, to mine, has worked hard and honestly with this group, and I think that has given us has propelled us to where we are today.
Okay. Madam President, you want to chime in on that too as well? Yeah, you want to unmute your microphone? Yep. Okay.
Yeah, you were asking the question.
Yeah, so do you, yeah, I was asking that, do you want to add on to what the national president is saying?
Our president have just said it, or he have, outlined everything that we have done and what we are doing. So, we just want to encourage our people. We are transparent. You see what we are doing. So come and join us. Let's do what is best for our people back home. And there's the notion that that the people in the diaspora are not doing anything for the people. People need to go on BWI and see for themselves, what is happening there and what we are doing here to help them. So come on, join on board. Let's do this work. Let's finish what we have started. Don't give up. This is a good time to do it. Come and join the Delaware Valley chapter. Come June 28th to September to July 2nd, and have fun. Have some therapeutic time.
Well, I think all of the librarian teachers going to be there. Toboggy, Pamboto, there are some things can drive people out, because I want to jump from Rhode Island now to start coming. Maybe if Pamboto is my favorite if it's going to be there. So okay, but before, let's take a quick commercial break, and I will be back. Today, our special guest, we are looking at the work of Liberian-based community organizations, schools. They are giving back to their alma mater. I am Afonso Zienso, hosting the organizing committee of the 30th Annual Conventions of the Booker Washington Institute. We'll be right back.
Dollars, while the ordinary will pay only $50. And to our sweet and loving kind sponsors, we'll pay $100 only. And then comes Sunday, July 2nd, is the farewell cookout. This is when fellow Tiger gets to say goodbye to Tiger. And ladies and gentlemen, the cookout address is 156 Boyer Drive in Newark, Delaware. For more information, please contact Charles Babu 267-240-5487, Jacqueline Bush 678-410-7223, Carlo Miller 619-793-7941, Gentleman Hassan Tor 609-280-9051. Please don't forget, ladies and gentlemen, this year's convention will be hosted by the Delaware Valley Chapter, BWI. Come on, and let's jam the weekend away.
Yes, come one, come all. The Tigers going to be hitting the Valley of Delaware. So, look, if you are in the corridors of Washington, D.C., PA, New Jersey, just take a by route. Forget about the tour and just go. And I really have some great time and contribute. I don't think it's a great lie on it that you necessarily have to be a graduate or student of BWI. This is a national, I see it as a national cause, correct, guys?
Right.
Okay, so
you don't have to be a graduate. You don't have to be a graduate, because we even have people like before my husband passed, he was an active member of BWI. He didn't graduate from BWI, but he went to graduate and got a good product from there, so he started supporting the school. So if you're married to any BWI graduate, or you pass through there maybe for one semester or 1 year or whatever, you are a member of BWI. So come up and support your alma mater.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree with you. So even if you get there one semester, said that's okay, nothing for the idea that your footprint is in that institution. There's a need that you give back. So Mr. Babu, let me just bring you in here. Talking about all of this here is meant to bring people together. What is the atmosphere? Atmospheres in terms of the kindness, being peaceful, and all of that. How is it planning? Everything is okay now that the hospitality, people coming in, and all of that. Let's run through the preparations. People going to be getting in. When are the delegates start arriving?
So we're going to get better until it's over. So
right.
we're trying to make it better each and every time we say planning. But so it kicks off on Friday night. We expect our delegates to be arriving on Friday. Right now we have set up a shuttle system. There will be transportation from the airport to the Denver International Airport. It will be coordinated through our transportation committee chairperson. So when you're traveling, for those of our members who are traveling from other states, you got to get in contact with Mr. Famula Jada, and he will tell you how he can pick you up from the airport to the hotel. So we also have a hotel that we arrange with for our delegates who want to stay over there. We got a special code if you want to book your rooms. It's called the Sonestra Hotel in Newark, Delaware. So you can go online, you can book through them, or you call them and just get in the code. The special code for the hotel is
yeah, hopefully you guys can share that with us here at LPR, and in our subsequent broadcasts we continue to kind of re-echo all of this as part of our own way of giving back to what you are doing for the community. Yet once you guys get those information, we can do that as well.
Okay, good. I mean, everything is laid out. The only challenge we have now is to bring the Delaware Valley folks out based on our membership roster. We don't want 25 people, 50 people, want everyone come out. So,
Right.
I mean, we are appealing to them. If you are listening to us right now, we tell you it's not too late. Go on the BWI Tiger website and purchase your package. It's $150, and that package includes souvenirs, the T-shirts, and the ball ticket as well. So we are just calling our membership to get online and book the package.
Okay, who knows? What are some of us going to just jump in that in the last minute? So, talking about the convention, Madam President, who's going to mount the podium to speak to the Tigers? Where is your keynote or guest speaker coming from?
Our keynote speaker is one of our CEO we have in Mercer County here, the CEO for the ARC Mercer, Mr. Steve Cook. He's going to be our keynote speaker for the occasion. And at that occasion, he will be highlighting part of the project that ARC Mercer is going to be undertaking in Liberia. So that's what we want him to come out and share that vision with members of the convention with BWI family. So
are they collaborating with you guys too, Madam President? The Mercer, you said Mercer's? Is that an organization?
The ARC Mercer, and it's a organization that caters to the unprivileged and also mentally challenged people.
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
So they have 600 stations all over the United States, and Liberia
Wow.
going to be the 601. We already launched a program here in Mercer with our community here, and along with the ARC. So they are taking it to Liberia.
What a
So
great opportunity.
yeah, so and part of the program is that do like an exchange program where they will bring nurses and aides from Liberia here, train them here, and then send them back to work in the facility that they're going to build in Liberia. So that they're working along with our community here. So I just thought it would be a good thing for him to come out, and just give more light on that project to our convention.
Absolutely. Mr. President, let me bring in the national president. This seems to be a certain one. All of these things are happening on your wife, and that's part of what you get when you have hardworking people who are willing to commit themselves, time, energy, to resources for institutions to survive. This is a very huge one.
I mean, unfortunately, people don't know BWI. We don't do small, we do big. And that's what
You're getting under my skin. You're getting under my skin now.
That's why when we say BWI is second to none, it's because we think big, we dream big. If you listen to our school, when it says some days when our school life is over, for us, our school life on BWI is never over. We love our school so much that we want BWI to remain BWI. And I tell you a fact, BWI just last week, BWI was named the 10th most technical high school, not in Africa or in the developed world, but in the world. We have ranked ourselves so high when it comes to training, when it comes to the ability to function, that BWI is climbing the ladder so fast that it's unbelievable. So just listening to what the president just stated, I'm excited to meet with him, and good minds connect. And we're looking forward to connecting with him, telling him our own plans, our own dreams. and listening to their own style, the way they function, the way they do things. And who knows whether BWI will not be rolled into that project also. BWI campus has been used for so many things. And we will continue to see that happening just because of who we are. And not that I'm rubbing it in, but BWI will continue to grow. BWI will continue to function under that umbrella. And we can't wait for people to realize that, look, it's not about you, it's not about me, but it's about our school. And I think we're getting to that point where people beginning to realize that, look, this is not a political organization. This is a charitable organization. Our goal is the same. Our goal is BWI and BWI alone. So we're excited to meet with him when we come to Delaware. And I know we have the opportunity to sit with him, share our vision, share our dream with him, and listen to what they have to offer and see how best we can connect under the same goal. So we're excited to meet with him and have this conversation.
Okay, I think this is a very fascinating conversation. I'm going to be coming to you, but let me go to the presidents of the host chapter, because the burden is right on you and the planning committee. Madam President, how long you have been in this position?
As president for Delaware Valley chapter?
Yeah.
Oh, interestingly, I served as vice president under the late Steve Powell for, I say 10 years, because our chapter was so unique. We didn't want any disturbance and stuff like, this political thing where every 2 years you would change presidency. So we kept it like that for 10 years until he passed. And then we had Mr. Justin went on to come on. But for me, I've been in there since 2020. I came on 2020, yes.
And I want for both of you and all of you to speak on this here, because part of that is what is happening in today's world in real time with these charitable organizations. It seems to me that fine line is yet to be drawn with these charitable organizations and all of these political things that is happening outside of charitable, and they are being kind of brought into charitable. As a result, these organizations are fragmented. How is this being contained within your own organization?
Well, for our chapter, like we say, we are family oriented, and we try to keep politics out of our chapter, and just do what we love to do best, caring for one another, and and looking after the interests of one another. So we try to keep politics out of our chapter. So for it not to split up, like we say, unfortunately, the election last year did create some friction, but we're looking forward to resolving that in the shortest possible time.
Okay, let's see here, guys. We always allow our online to participate in our conversation, and that's their way also I get into it. This is Melvin Brown. Hi, Senior Tigers. I am Melvin D. Brown. I am watching from Cinco, 24th Street, a graduate for the post-war job training class, which is the role model of class of 2028. So the Tigers is everywhere. You go inside Liberia, party there in the USA. Is there, Mr. President? You want to speak to that?
What's the question again?
No, the same question I was just asking, because I think I see this to be a sort of serious problem, because I just, if you want to chime in, if not, that's okay.
Yeah, no, sure. Look, I mean, for me, I tell people I'm not a politician. I don't even as hard it is to divorce your personal life from politics, or your social life from politics, but sometimes you have to practice what you preach. I don't, especially for organizations like our organization. Once you introduce politics to these kind of establishment, you begin to run into problems, because now you have diverse views But once you have a goal, when BWI Alumni Association was founded, we had one goal, one objective, and that goal and objective was to help to rebuild our school. And I think we have stuck close to that. Yeah, we have fallen along the wayside, but and sometimes when these things happen, you step back because there's good things that can come out of bad things, whether you believe it or not. And you find those bad things that have come out of what happened last year and try to make them right. And I think this is what we need to do. We need to come together under the same roof and begin to find those bad things that got us to where we are and build on those bad things and try to make it right. So I hope that not only BWI Alumni Association, but Librarians Association across the United States can begin to divorce politics from these organizations and accept that themselves as a social, non-political group. And I think that's why we have been so successful in reaching across, reaching out, because we refuse to play politics with the unfortunate brothers and sisters back home. We know the goal. I tell you what, when I visited BWI campus 2 years ago, and I asked the principal to have a meeting with the students. And the question was, what can we do to make your social life on campus better? Because we found out that they did a studies that most of the students on a weekend left and went to Kakatan because there were no activities on campus. When we were on campus, there was a lot of activities, social activities. We had teams on campus. Nana, Amadou, Bidel, those teams used to play one another. So social life on campus on the weekend was great. And so the question to the students, what can we do to keep you from going to Kakata on the weekend and stay on campus, do your studies, be a part of the social life on campus? And just by talking to them, we found out, okay, look, the student center will put flat screen TV in the student center where you can come and you can watch the news, or you can watch your soccer matches during the weekend. Or we had some of our graduates, the Alumni Association members here were donating jersey, football, basketball to the groups on campus where they were forming their various teams. So that's what we need to do, and not think about what's in it for me, because for us, we were fortunate to enjoy all of those benefits when we were there. Now the students that there can afford to enjoy what we did. So if we can help them benefit from that, we'll be doing a great thing for them. So politics out of Librarian Association is very key, and we need to stop thinking about just ourselves and think on those who can afford to enjoy the benefit we enjoy when we were there.
Wow, this is quite interesting, Mr. Babu.
Yeah, just to add to what Mr. Harris and Madam Tado has said, I think we've been successful pretty much because BWI takes zero tolerance from political, ideas. Especially when you try to post it on our website, no, it can't. Even all our social media sites, there's no way you can post anything about although you want to support George Weah or even the American politics. No, it's zero tolerance. So that's one thing we have done to be successful. The only time politics play in is maybe internally when we're having our institution elections, and that's internal politics are all we deal with.
Right. Wow. Yeah. And that's it. Implementations of your own policy, guidelines, or constitutions. Once it is not compromised, definitely you're going to get. But when you put it there and people try to kind of bend it and squeeze it and begins to give exception to that, then that's the problem. Madam President, how long do you get to go into this theater? What is the long-term goal? You guys out there making sure everything is okay. Time is significantly involved. Things changing. The war is changing. What is a contingency plan that at some point in time, you know what? I want new faces to come. but you want to get a system that is running now to keep it effective going for, because there are people who they come and just throw everything down the drain overnight. So, and that's how it been happening on the bigger stage as well, because they just look at today and they are not considering tomorrow as to after my term, we must have something to maintain. What is the long-term goal to make sure this sort of traditions remains in force as well? And how long do you gotta go?
Well, our term is 2 years, and you can go 4. Okay, but some of the chapters, like I say, our Delaware Valley chapter, we took down out of our constitution, and we have the laissez power to serve as long until he passed. He was still president when he died, so
Oh,
he died in office. So so we kept it going like
can I
that, and
count
that.
that? I said I cannot count that, or
we kept it like that, and that kept our association together, and then when he died, Mr. Werner King, he took over, and the same thing, he carried on until he fell sick, and now he's not as active, and then I took over from him. So but we don't want to seem like we want to keep in power and don't give up. So we open our chapter for election. If anybody wants to contest, then the chapter is open for election.
well,
If
this
they
is
don't want to contest, I go on. So
how long you have the strength, and I mean, there's a saying that saying if it is not spoiled, what's the name to fix it? Because the people you can't fix it, you're going to end up putting the wrong light there, and then the thief man going to come and just bust into the door.
but
So
that's true, Alfonso. But here's some of the thing. If you got some people who have this political ambition, they want to come. Oh, you've been there so long, so we want to take it over, and then they take it and they end up messing it up, like you said. They're not messing it up because they don't know. Then people started staying away from the chapter and not coming. But right now we got a good support system. We want to keep it like that. But hey,
yeah.
I'm not going to impose upon them to be president.
Yeah. Yeah, I think the national president rightfully outlined that, and I think that is a really workable system. And I hope other folks that are listening with different organizations, including some of our own organization here and there, this is where these organizations derail, because uh, feelings, personal feelings, and all sort of things come in, and the ultimate goal for forming these organizations to make intervention to impact people is being diluted, and we go in here and there. Um, I know we're running out of time now. We would hopefully here, but let me just say this in this public manner. I think we see this as a sort of a working relationship for us, like Bro Public Radio. These are the sort of conversation we don't only prioritize in talking to politicians. Well, they are greater portions in terms of the decision they are making on our behalf and all of that. But it's time for us to have our people, the time, the energies, and the difference that they are making in people's life. Do not hesitate to share with us anytime, not just on the convention, because we need to, this story needs to be told. We need to get this story back home. The concept, the mindset that everybody out here, they're not doing anything. We only become viable when at the end of every other week Friday, they know your pay time. They know when your income tax is coming, then you become uncle, our pa, our man. But after that, we are nobody, or the one that say we want job. So, but we don't blame them as well, because these people might have been present by these politicians who feel insecure that when Harry goes on, he wants job. When Madam Miller goes on, she wants job. And who doesn't even want work for their country? If you are qualified, you are competent, I don't see anything wrong with that. But we have to get this sort of conversation going. Gentlemen, time is already running out here, but we can just go. Maybe there are other things that you guys wish we should talk about. We have not spoken about it. We can have a little bit time on it before we can wrap it up. Mr. Babu.
Yeah, again, thank you for having us. I appreciate it very much. We just want to call on our folks, our Delaware Valley chapter members, come out beginning Friday, June 30th to Sunday, July 2nd. come and support the chapter, come and support the National Association. Thank you.
Okay. So, well, let us get your own governance. All of you, you guys are the officials. You are the torchbearer. Everybody feeling getting their own package, pay everything in full.
You mean for us?
Yeah.
For us on the panel? I can assure you. I can assure you 100%, yes.
Go online and check. We'll pay.
Okay.
Packages purchased and all. Yeah.
Okay.
And we have even sold tickets and ad for the program. So
and one encouraging aspect of the whole thing is the hotel gave us 25 rooms and all the rooms have been booked.
25 rooms. Wow.
Yeah. So that's encouraging.
That's huge. That's significant. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's good. And I think from all indication from what we are hearing, if it is from BWI, it got to be good. So, Mr. President?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so you are the father of this vessel, the Tiger vessel. The only thing I want to, before going to that here, I intend, I say I'm going to bring a brain teaser question here. I don't want to leave it out here. Who remember the 1986 event with BWI and that of Tottenham?
In terms of,
well, that would make it a brain teaser, but it was a historic one. So let me narrow it down. Maybe you're gonna get that was in the month of August.
Flare Day.
I mean, there were always
okay. Mr. Babu knows that Flare Day. You
Flare
remember
Day.
you remember what the cardinal did, right?
They play a game.
well. I think there was some foul play there, I can say.
Oh, you got to fire over protest, huh?
But I mean, you guys, 1 to 5 remain, you got to wear attire, and we give me our t-shirts and things. So they prefer you guys standing ahead of the line. So
you see, you're now fighting a technical protest that we
no, you're not protesting.
Okay, guys, what a great conversation. But look, on a serious note, we are always here. Ty, don't hesitate. Hence, you did a good work. We got in touch, and he was very, very much instrumental to connect us with you guys. And I think this should be the beginnings of a new venture in terms of what you're doing and what we can do to enhance that message as a talking heads on this network here. Because this story needs to be told. Our people, they don't like to read. They just want to hear it. They don't verify, and they run with it. So please, we are open. Let us know anytime. You want to share information, so you want to share with us for us to get it to the public as another way to add, to whatever you are doing. To remain open to get that done.
Yes, sir. Thanks. Again, thanks for giving us this opportunity. Like Madam President stated, being a leader is hard. People don't realize it. When Martin Luther King talked about the drum major, everybody wants to be a drum major. Everybody wants to lead the parade. But he who leads the parade, he who's the leader, must be the servant of the people, because you have to serve to be a leader. Most people don't realize that. So it's not just beating your chest and say, I'm the head, but you must be prepared to serve. So we take this time to call on all of our Illuminati out there. Remember, it's not about you. Please, it's not about you. This got nothing to do with you as an individual. It have to do about your school. So let's put aside our pride. Let's put aside our differences. Let's come together, reunite, and begin to do those things that we were put here to do. Even if it's $5 or $2,000, whatever it is, whatever you give back, you're gonna relive it over and over and over again. So please come to Delaware Valley. Let's reunite this association and let's put together a leadership team that will take us into 2024 and put us back on the map where we need to be. To the Delaware Valley chapter, I say thanks again for your hard work, your dedication. We are excited to join you next week and have fun. To my leadership team, I know you guys are tired. I can guarantee you that come next week, you'll be retiring. We hope we have your retirement package for you to deliver when we leave. And we hope we'll be turning over this association in meaningful hands, people who love their school, people who wants to give back, and people who not just about themselves, but want to work for others. I want to say thanks to you for allowing us to use your expertise to send out, to put our message out there. And we hope that you will join us in Delaware. You'll be a special guest to the Delaware Valley and to the national leadership team. We hope you can come and join us.
You'll be special guest to me.
Join us.
Oh, no, anything can happen. I'll always supporting a water cause. I have no problem with it. But the tendency, and like I said, when I got it, the very first thing I wanted to do first to see the authenticity and whatever going on is to go to the website and to see what is there. And that is something that captured my imagination, because nobody wants to invest into a Fantinet. How will you be to doing something and just going down the hill? People must be held accountable. That's what we are asking our national government to do. But people want to have exception to that. They want to wait until the thing will get to government or get high up there to be held accountable. I think that is wrong. So we need to lay the foundation, and we need to start holding our community leaders accountable equally, proportionally, as we do with national leaders. And from what I see from the website, is encouraging, and folks that I'm talking to, what I'm hearing are commensurate with what we're seeing visible on the website. So I said, I don't usually do that so easily, but if I do it, then it seems I get some sort of green light to give me that courage to do that, Madam President.
I gave you the green light.
Okay. All right.
All right, thank you so much.
What's the final word?
My final word. Yeah.
What's your final word? You as a host chapter, the burden gonna rest right.
Yeah, like we have been saying over an hour now, and my final word to all my members of the BWI Delaware Valley chapter, other chapters members of there. My final word to you people: come up, let's have some fun together, and come the weekend of the 29th to the 2nd. Put aside all your differences. Come, let's have some fun. We always call it our therapeutic time. Don't let it go with all you coming and having your therapy. Thank you.
Especially with 2-year COVID, everybody was tied down and thinking, you better go. No, insurance gonna bill you. I mean, this one is just a free one. Okay, Mr. Babu, you want to say something before we go?
I mean, no, just to cap everything out. As Madam President said, we are appealing to our members to come out and support our cause. They'll be full of fun, the 3 days of activities. So come out and let all join hands and have fun.
Okay, guys, I want to thank you so much for your time, for keeping the appointment current, for us to have this sort of a conversation, not just only for BWI, but for the growth of capacity building in the country. Thank you so much for whatever you do. And like I said, LPR is always willing to enhance your message to get out there for order to be touched and be part of your good work. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right.
Good night.
Okay.
Thank you. Good night.
Okay, well, folks, that does it this evening. I'm Alfonso Z and Sort of the Liberia Public Radio and LPR TV. We want to thank all of you for being part of today's program here. So, by God's willing, and in fact, just glued to LPR, Liberia Public Radio crew going to be there to bring you live happenings at the 30th Annual Conventions of the Booker Washington Institute, BWI. So Delaware, Newcastle, get ready. Here we come.
National Alumni Association of North America presenting to you 2023 National Convention in Newcastle, Delaware. The Tigers weekend long reunion will begin on Friday, June 30th, and from 8 a.m. straight up to 8 p.m. will be arrival of guests, registration, and hotel accommodation. Then 7 p.m. until 12 midnight will be the Tigers Night Out and Queen Contest. Admission will be $20 only. Saturday, July 1st will begin with a General Assembly beginning at 9:30 a.m. straight up to 3 p.m. And that will be followed by the banquet and ball. Those open at 7 p.m. Address is 24 Blaine Veins Drive in Newcastle, Delaware. Convention package for members is $150, while the ordinary will pay only $50. And to our sweet and loving kind sponsors, we'll pay $100 only. And then comes Sunday, July 2nd, is the farewell cookout. This is when fellow Tiger gets to say goodbye to Tiger. And ladies and gentlemen, the cookout address is 156 Boyer Drive in Newark, Delaware. For more information, please contact Charles Babu 267-240-5487, Jacqueline Bush 678-410-7223, Tarlo Miller 619-793-7941, Gentleman Hassan Tor 609-280-9051. Please don't forget, ladies and gentlemen, this year's convention will be hosted by the Delaware Valley Chapter, BWI. Come on, and let's jam the weekend away.
Yes, absolutely. The weekend going to be jammed in Newcastle, Delaware. That's the 30th annual conventions of the Booker Washington Institute right here in the USA. This is what we should be doing. And I am encouraged, I am impressed because most of our librarian-based organizations, be it school, be it county organizations, these organizations are fragmented simply because of a lack of transparency. And I think this people should be held accountable. In as much we hold government accountable, people who choose to be head of this organization, they are aware, they knew that they're not going to be paid. But when it comes to making financial report, and it says it's a pro bono work. Yeah, you knew it was a pro bono work and you decided to take on the tax. So that is just inexcusable, isn't it? It doesn't hold a dip of water. So and this is why we discuss all issues. We intend not to leave no one behind. We all must be held accountable. If we can hold lawmakers accountable, we can hold everybody accountable, people at a higher level. We ourselves, we must be held accountable. And trust me, if we invest in our towns, our villages, our alma mater, it will create a footprint. We will listen, they will listen to us when we tell them, say, go this way. But if you choose not to, because of politics or whatever reason, they will not listen to you because you know you are no interventions into their life. From what we see, what we are hearing so far, and what we've been saying, BWI and many other institutions, not just BWI, but many other institutions. But I like the idea, this sort of the rail line that they have set. Politics is not interference with their charitable work. That is a unique one, and it seems to be very, very much enforced. And that's how all organizations. You want to form a political superpower, political organization, go ahead and do it. But do not use organizations as a springboard because that's what most of these people, that's their behavior. They want to be president, they want to be chairman, they want to be this. They lay on that, and tomorrow they go. And nothing wrong with being that, but you must be in right standing with the people. And so we all have to make some sort of intervention in Liberia. It doesn't matter who is there. That is our argument on this network, and that's what we will continue to do, and that's why we intend not to leave no one behind. And so we don't necessarily talk what you want to hear, and this is why the involvement of variety of conversations on this network will continue to be enforced. Whether we want the higher up to come or not, we will always look back to our community. I am Alfonso Zensort of the Liberia Public Radio and LPR TV outside of New England Beirut. This event, time check here is 9:32 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We will be at the convention. LPR crew going to be at the convention, so we're going to bring you live happenings at that ball at the convention. Trust me, we're going to do that. And that's what, if you are touched by what we are doing, as what, at your own volitions, at your own goodwill, you can donate to the work of LPR as what. That's the number that 682-433-8802 is a cash out, and that's a Zelle memo attached to the accounts of the Liberia Public Radio at your word. And we just not on the back. But for example, if you have your homecoming, you have your conventions, it can be a wedding, any memorable event, graduations of your daughter, your son, your wife, or husband. Let us know, no matter where you are. When there's no way, we will find a way out, and we can make that happen to you. Take a look at this.
The ocean state of Rhode Island and its environment. Attention, please. We are not in Grand Bassa. We are not in Mount Gibbet. We are right here in the ocean state of Rhode Island. But wait a minute, Mount Gibeons, the Basolians, people of the Bassa land. Let's listen to this. And of course, the people of Rhode Island, the Liberian community and its environment, wait and hear the news. Mr. and Mrs. Melvin Datu Harvard cordially invite you this Saturday, the 24th, for the grand celebration at carnivals of the graduations of their daughter, Elvin and T. Howard. Oh yes, my mouth is watering. The venue, the place is 70th Jefferson Street in Providence, Rhode Island, right on Capitol Hill.
Okay, there you have it. There's our own comrade Melvin Datu Howard is the former president of the University of Liberia Alumni Association based in the ocean state of Rhode Island. Will be observing his daughter's graduation activities. And it's worth doing. Just, our kids, our children here, we know how things going in this country. And so that's a lady. And even if that was a boy, we must cheer them, we must celebrate them. She graduated with high distinctions, summa cum laude. And so they're going to be at a jam-packed weekend right here in the ocean state of Rhode Island. That's it right there. If you have any memorable event, whatever it is, just let us know. It doesn't matter where you are. If there's no way, we will find our way out. That's how we want you to make your donation, not just to give us free, but you want to do that. That is okay. We can stop you. But we want to labor, we want to work for something. And in return, we provide our expertise to you as well. So don't hesitate to advertise with us. It can be a business, whatever you have inside Liberia here. Just reach out to us here at Liberia Public Radio. Folks, until then, Tara Guten must come to an end. And we're going to be signing off yet. And interestingly, as of the 1st of July, Liberia Public Radio will be on Big FM 103 and that of Scott, the Liberian War Today. The politics in the country is so polarized, deceptions, hypocrisies, all is all about politics. Someone needs to cut through that corridors and provide an alternative. And that's exactly what we intend to do, and we will do, making it fair, balanced, and proportional. We are not going to be judgmental. We ourselves must be held accountable if Liberia is to progress. If this is the first time on the next web, we say thank you so much for sharing your evenings, your mornings, and afternoon with us. This is what we do. Tonight, the analysts are not here. We decide to turn to the community and see what is happening. And in this case, folks from the Booker Washington Institute, they were our guests here tonight. By God willing, the Liberal Progressive will be here on Thursday with his program Conversations with Samson Toll, the liberal, the most liberal on this network, who has abandoned his party, Liberty Party, and seeking political refuge with the Unity Party. That's how it looks like. Thank you so much. If it's the first time, just follow this page. Make sure to, in your search engines, you type in Liberia Public Radio, you go to the notification, to the bell icon. When you tap on it, it will be a drop-down button. You want to hit the all notifications. That way you are alerted. Or you can follow us live on YouTube and LinkedIn as well to get live programs right here on this network. Thank you so much and have a pleasant evening. Bye-bye.
Welcome to Uncle Musa Grocery, 6523 Woodland Avenue in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania.
I'm a customer of Uncle Musa. I came here to get some things from grocery. Their things are so nice. They never get expired. They are the best quality. They have the best price ever anyone can get. They have so many things like cream, like meat, a lot of kind of meat. We have so many kind, and it's the best grocery store I've ever seen here in Wood. They are located at the 65th and Woodland. If you want, I really appreciate you guys to come over to come and patronize with us because they sell the best quality.
Uncle Musa's Groceries on Woodland Avenue, 6523 Woodland Avenue, Philadelphia, PA. Musa's store is composed of varieties of African food as well as Americans, but predominantly African food. You have dry fish, you have cassava, you have yams, you have plantains, bananas, and Musa even goes out of his way to pay people extra to cut the potato grains for customers to save them extra time. We have deeper, we have fufu, we have the refrigeration center, then we also have cosmetics. This is a place to come in Philadelphia. If you come to Philly, you don't reach to Uncle Musa's Groceries, you have not made your trip complete. Welcome, and we look forward to seeing you sponsoring our business. Thank you.
This is Uncle Musa's store, 6523 Woodland Avenue. It's the only store, a grocery store, that deals with African stuff. Anything African thing you can get in Uncle Musa's store. I am from Igbo in Nigeria. So, ndị Igbo dum, onye ọbụla wụ onye Igbo, ya bịa na Uncle Musa's store, 6523 Woodland Avenue. Ọ ebe ọ ga-enweta anything we hear ndị Igbo na-eri.
Welcome to Uncle Musa Grocery, 6523 Woodland Avenue in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. The business, we have a business on grocery store or African food, all West African food from Liberia, mostly Liberian food. And we have a palm oil imported from Liberia, and we have a very good customer service. If a customer buy from Uncle Musa Grocery, you get bonus certain times, and things are very reasonable. We have a good palm oil. Anything you want from Africa, West Africa, you can get it from Uncle Musa Grocery. We do retail and wholesale. So you can visit, and we have a couple of stores in Philadelphia. We have one on 6523 Woodland Avenue, and another one is a clothing store on 6519 Woodland Avenue. And we have another one on Upper Darby, Gary Road. So you're welcome for shopping. Everything is nice.
Welcome to Fabric Queen off of Woodland. Everyone that's looking for nice African for wedding, whatever fabric you need, you can just come over here. You have all this nice stuff. If you need ashebi, you guys can come over here for baby shower, for wedding. You guys are welcome. She have really nice stuff. You can see all over there, all those men over here. You don't have to go to the theater and then they're going to be telling you all kind of stories. You can just come here. They're already made. And for ladies, you can just look for whatever fabric you're looking for and match it for the men. And, your husband already have a shirt made. You can get stuff for your kids. You can get stuff for the whole family. We have African slippers and ashobi hair ties all over. We have different kinds of lists and everything. So you guys are welcome, okay? It's really nice. It's Fabric Queen. On 6695 off of Woodland. 6625 Woodland Avenue, okay? So you guys are welcome, 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 welcome. You have nice stuff here for ladies, for men, for kids, and for everybody.
Ladies and gentlemen, your attention please. Fabric Queen of Philadelphia. Fabric Queen of Philadelphia is 100% African-owned business. At Fabric Queen, we are specialized in high-quality wax product, Swiss lace, jewelry, and beauty products that will make you shine like the queen of fabrics. We are located at 6625 on Woodlands Avenue, 10 Philadelphia. Telephone number 215-800-0228. Tell the management of Fabrice Queens in Philadelphia is Easy and Salt of the Liberia Public Radio gives you this message. Tell all Akwaba.